are SMART goals really the right concept for everybody? And is it effective for today and for Black professionals specifically? So we're going to talk about that.
All right.
So along those lines, let's talk about the A in SMART,
Mhm.
achievable, right? So in the SMART acronym, A stands for achievable. Do you think focusing on what is achievable, does that encourage mediocrity when you want your goal to be achievable?
I think there's a difference between what's achievable and then what you have the capacity to achieve.
Okay.
And this just ties into our discussion earlier about comparison to others, because what's mediocre to you may be to someone else just, wow, you've really accomplished it. You have reached the pinnacle of success. Speaking again, just as a Black professional, we have so many limits that are placed there, whether from ourselves or just from society, that tries to tell us what is possible and what we can and cannot do. But if it's something that fulfills you, something that gives you joy, something that's elevating you, who cares if someone else thinks that is mediocre? It's something that you're doing for you.
Okay. And I think I was thinking about it along the lines of what we talked about earlier, right?
Hmm.
When we said aiming low
Yeah,
and not limiting yourself based on other people's ideas of
right.
what you're capable of achieving, right?
Hmm.
So when we talk about SMART goals and the A meaning set something that's achievable,
Hmm.
um, in concept, what they're saying is if it's something that's too far out of the realm of possibility, it could be a defeating thing to try to pursue that goal, right? Um, that's relative because
It is.
who's to say what's attainable for you and what's not? So is that really kind of up for the person to decide for themselves what's stretching but
Hmm.
also possible for them?
Yeah, I mean, I set small goals too, and then steps to actually achieve those smaller goals. But that's just one part of the picture. I have
Right.
goals for every facets of my life. And I don't consider myself a mediocre person at all. I'm expanding my potential with each smaller goal that I actually meet. And again, that's just a part of the journey. We develop new goals along the way.
Yeah.
So if taking those baby steps, if that's something that helps you to actually reach your full potential, then by all means, go for it. Sometimes you really don't know what you are capable of accomplishing until you actually have those small wins that are there that
Yeah.
encourage you to go higher.
Yeah.
Your timeline may look different for someone else. Big goal, they achieve it within a short period of time. There's going to
Yeah.
be some others that may need to have a little bit more guidance or a little bit more time to get there, but that doesn't make their journey any less significant. So that's what I would say to you, Mr. JC.
Okay. So, and I think because you're kind of referring to chunking, which is like you have a long-term goal, a larger goal,
Hmm.
but before you can hit your target, it needs to be broken down into smaller goals because goals can be different sizes,
Yeah,
different
absolutely.
time frames for
Hmm.
hitting the goal, right? And then there's steps along the way to get there. And what you're
Hmm.
saying is like those smaller chunks, those
Yeah,
smaller goals, probably shorter term goals, those wins can help you build confidence that will pay off for you in achieving larger goals later down the line.
it will help you develop those larger goals too. So if for me, if I were, someone who didn't get a chance to finish high school and I tell myself I'm going to get my GED, it's like, oh, what are you going to do with the GED? I'm going to figure it out. I'll have more options then.
Okay.
Let me get my GED. If I
Okay.
decide I want to go to community college, yeah, cool. You have your professional degree or graduate degree. That's fine. This is my journey and I'm proud of myself. I think that's another part of it too, because you can set goals all day long, but if you're not going to be fulfilled in reaching that goal, and you just still within yourself don't feel that you're enough, then what's the point? What's the
Yeah.
point of it?
Yeah. True. True.
So
Um,
I'm not even talking about just breaking down a bigger goal into a smaller one. I'm saying that smaller goal is just a stepping stone to you even seeing what's possible so that you can develop those larger goals.
so you're looking at it almost in reverse, like
Yeah, I guess so.
because you can create smaller goals and start making progress on those,
Hmm.
and the momentum build into
Yes,
something bigger.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not everybody dreams big. I don't. I don't dream big. I wish I did. I wish I had the gumption then. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just my brain isn't wired that way. But that's okay. We're
Are
going
you
to give
sure?
ourselves permit.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure you don't dream big?
Yes.
Big for who
You know
though?
what? Wait a
Because
minute,
okay,
Jonathan, you got
hold up though, because it
me.
somebody else might look at your life
Yes. Well,
and think
that's
and
going
think
back to what I said, Jonathan. Like it's all relative.
yeah,
So dreaming big for me would be, oh gosh, I'm going to be a multi-billionaire or something. Listen, there's not an infinite amount of resources in this world. It's not likely that it's going to happen. Um, that's just the realist glass half empty part of me too. But
okay. So
I'm satisfied, and I still am seeking, looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'm still seeking that self actualization at the very top of that pyramid.
yeah, but it looks different for different people, whatever that
It
means, right?
does. It
Yeah.
does. And I admire, folks who do achieve more than me. And I am
Why
proud.
why is it more? What do you mean achieve more?
Jonathan. What,
Hey,
what, what, what are you doing? What are you doing right
we're
here?
challenging each other. We're challenging each other. I heard you say,
Exactly. No,
yeah,
and this is how I am thinking about just for myself then, if I could just do that. I know what I'm capable of
hmm
until I'm actually confronted with something that I didn't know I was capable of, and I actually accomplish that task or that's developing that skill or knocking that presentation out the park or
yeah,
whatever it is, to where you're
yeah.
like, you know what, maybe I can take this a little bit more seriously and have this extra tool in my tool belt to pull from in the future.
Okay. So
So,
so back to achievable, right?
back to
So
achievable.
I'm gonna challenge you again, so don't get
Let's
mad.
do it. Okay. All
All
right.
right, all right. So that's where we started, was talking about achievable goals,
Yeah.
right? So earlier we talked about not aiming too low, expanding your
Hmm.
ideas of what's possible for yourself and that kind of thing. And then
Right.
you also said, well, sometimes we talked about chunking, having a bigger goal, breaking it down into smaller steps, and then achieving those goals to try to get to your long-term goal, right?
Hmm.
And you mentioned that, well, if you don't have that big goal to be
Hmm.
broken down, sometimes it's better to start with the smaller goals, get some wins,
Hmm.
and you figure out along the way what your bigger goal is from
Yeah.
that. So my question to you would
Yeah. It's
be,
like do something.
do
Do
something.
something. Yeah.
My question to you would be, like, we're black professionals and we're looking at the
Hmm.
SMART acronym and we're looking at the A, and the A says achievable and it says set an achievable goal, right? Something that's attainable for you.
Hmm.
How do we, back to what you mentioned earlier about us sometimes aiming low because of our smaller concepts of what we think we're capable of
Yeah.
achieving? How do you avoid that small thinking and implement what you said, aiming for the small goal? How do you they seem to be contradictory. Can you reconcile those two things for me to say somebody can start with a smaller goal and then build on it, but sometimes we aim too low? Like, make that make sense for me.
If there are no absolutes.
Okay. Okay.
So I think we have to give space just for individualism
Okay.
and not being so quick to judgment, because you don't know what someone is battling with.
Yeah.
So it may appear just someone's like, hey, with someone with your background, someone who has access to all of these things, then shouldn't you aim higher? But you don't know if they slept well the night before. You don't know if they are in a safe relationship at home. You don't know.
Yeah.
So I think it's just important for us to just keep that in mind.
Keep perspective.
Absolutely.
And that's back to my point earlier about how goals can sometimes make you miserable if they're not kind of done in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. See, we got back there.